Okay folks, it is Matthew and we are back. I just completed all 59 cases in Pacific Bay. And we're now going to get to the World Edition. There are a total of 56 cases here too. So let's go. And we're going to start out with case number 1. Yep, some other people are here. God Save the Prince. As we start out, this one. London, England. Commissioner Matthew, it's an honor to meet you. I hear you're an expert on murders. Solving them, that is. Welcome to London. My name is Ingrid Bjorn, Secretary to the Chief of the Bureau's European branch. As I'm sure you've heard, the Bureau are the elite. We report to no government or higher order, only to justice. We fight the criminals no one else fights, and we want you to join us. But, let me make this clear. The world's safety is in our hands. This is dangerous. Top secret work, and if you're not interested in the challenge, then I suggest you leave now. What do you say? Excellent. We understand each other. Now let's meet the chief. I would have said yes anyway. Ma'am, this is Commissioner Matthew, the new recruit. Ah, Matthew, just in time. You've been following the news, I presume. What news? No? Well, we better show you. Ingrid, fetch the slides. Over the past few months, Europe's been hit by an unprecedented wave of violence. Belgium's atomium was burned to the ground. The Prime Minister of Denmark was assassinated. The Amsterdam riots were horrific. And these are just the attacks the public know about. We're pretty sure there's someone behind this, but we have no idea who. That's how we brought you to Britain, Matthew. We need you to find out who's behind this chaos. Right, let's hit the ground running. You're going to Westminster Lane in London. Local police have asked for help. I'm not sure what with. I'm partnering you with Jack Archer. I believe you've already met. He'll meet you there in about... Ma'am, is it wise to partner Matthew with Jack? He's a little... wild. Unorthodox is what we need right now. Besides, with Matthew around, Archer might actually learn something. Hello? What's all this then? Blimey, don't you know this is a bleeding crime scene? Oh, it's you, Commissioner Matthew. Don't you recognize me, mate? Sorry about the disguise, Matthew. I was trying to blend in. Glad you got here so fast. Something's definitely not right on this street, Commissioner. I've cleared the area so you can have a look around. Well, thanks. I'll leave you to it. I'll need to get out of this costume before anyone assumes I'm a real British policeman and asks me about Sherlock Holmes. They could ask you about Hercule Poirot for all I care, man. Jeez. Broken pieces. Victim's body. Perfect. Alright. I'm just a visitor, but I'm guessing a body in a phone box is not an everyday London occurrence. His face looks swollen, like he's suffocated. Wait a minute, I know who this is, Matthew. It's Prince Albert. He's the heir to the British throne. This is huge. Who'd want to kill a royal? Everyone loves the royal family. I better call the chief and update her. Chief, we've got a problem. Prince Albert has been killed on Westminster Lane. What are your orders? Dear God, what was the prince doing on Westminster Lane? This is a disaster. Right, let's keep the murder a secret until Matthew catches this killer. We don't want to start a panic. Okay, Matthew, first we get this body to Angela. She's our genius coroner. She'll be able to tell us something about this prince. What else did you pick up? Some broken metal pieces? Alright, let's see how fast you can put them back together. Excuse me, out of my way. I have a jolly important meeting with jolly important fellows at the bank. Excuse yourself, pal. This is a crime scene. There's a dead body, if you haven't noticed. Goodness gracious, that's the prince. I thought I saw something near that telephone box, but I never... Hold on, guys. Yep, had energy. You saw something? Right, Commissioner Matthew. We'll need to talk to you. Have you gone potty? Don't you know who I am? The Monopoly guy? Look, I don't care. We're on a murder case. Your meeting can wait. Justice can't. We'll autopsy this body. We'll get it just before my 6 o'clock news starts tomorrow. And I'm gonna grab a bunch of stars. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, it's Matthew. I'm back. I got some more stars. Now let's examine this. 9 energy more coming my way. Hey, good job. Those broken pieces you picked up on the crime scene make this pendant. It looks like a family crest, but whose? And what was it doing next to the prince's body? You got any tricks up your sleeve for this? You have access to the database? Man, you do have high clearance. Okay, well, I'll let you run this family crest through the database. Now let's examine the family crest. Oh no. Count Rupert. Wow, this case goes to the very top. It says here that crest you found on the crime scene belongs to Count Rupert. According to the database, Count Rupert is next in line to the throne. If Prince Albert dies, Rupert inherits the crown. Sounds like this guy has the perfect motive. Come on, let's go talk to him. Got a free energy boost. Got 2 extra energy. Thank you, Midi. Let's talk to Count Rupert. Do hurry this up. One has to get back for one's polo match this afternoon. Something tells me your match is going to be cancelled, your lordship. Prince Albert was just murdered. Good gracious! Albert dead? How could this be? Who'd want to harm that sweet, innocent man? That's what we're trying to work out. You do know that this now makes you the heir to the throne? The heir? How interesting. One is gobsmacked. It also makes you a suspect. Don't be absurd. How ridiculous. One would never kill someone just to become their heir to the richest kingdom in the world. That's just poppycock. Yeah, sure. All of a sudden I want to bust your chops now, buddy. Now let's try and find out what Archibald Gilchrist was doing at the crime scene. It's really a crying shame about Prince Albert. My bank is responsible for managing the royal fortune, so I met the fellow often. Damned good chap. You don't seem that upset. That's my British stiff upper lip. No need to get all melodramatic and American about something as trivial as murder. You mentioned seeing something strange near the phone box. What was it? I saw someone hiding in the bushes, watching that telephone box. I presumed it was just some chap with a phone fetish. Couldn't make out a bloody thing about the shadowy fellow, but I did see them running onto the Globe Theater. The Globe Theater? That old-looking theater in the center of town? That's worth checking out. Let's go, Matthew. Costumes box, cauldron, boot, candle. Oh, that's a clue? Wow. Crown, and sing. What's the 19th? So that shadowy fellow that snooty banker mentioned came to this theater. Have you found anything that connects him to our case? You think that candle could shed some light on why the killer came here? You think there's something written on it? I'll get your dusting kit so you can take a closer look. Cool! You picked up a box of costumes. I'll handle this. I'm the master of disguise after all. Oh, okay. You go ahead this time, Matthew. Let's see if we find anything interesting in there. I'm gonna grab a few more stars. I'll be right back. Okay, I got me some more stars. Now let's examine the costumes box. Pair of gloves. So what's so special about those gloves you found? There was some interesting stuff in that costume box after all. That's the royal crest on the gloves. Do you think these gloves belong to our victim? You want to analyze those gloves further? I know just the woman to help, Marina Romanova. She's our icy Russian profiler, and I think she's hot for me. Yeah, she ain't too bad looking. Alright, 3 hours. I'm gonna have to get these in the morning. An eye. Kinda looks like the eye on the pyramid on the back of the $1 bill. Nice work. That candle you found at the theater is awesome. Look at that weird symbol on it. We're in luck, Matthew. We've hired a new team member, Armand Dupont. He's a historian, and symbols, culture, and stuff are his specialty. The Bureau only recruits the best, but if I'm being honest, Dupont could put me to sleep in a heavy metal concert, but we should still take this candle to him. Okay, what is that? Analyzing the strange symbol right now. So this will do for now. So for now, it's Matthew. See you then. Okay, folks, it is Matthew, and we are back. Let's get the results of the gloves. So you're the Commissioner Matthew everyone is talking about. I'm Dr. Romanova, but you can call me Marina. Hey, sweetheart, you never answered about that date we were supposed to go on. Oh, Archer, the bitten nails on your left hand suggest your charm is skin deep, whereas your side-parted hair tells me you still have issues with your mother. Neither are qualities I look for in a lover. Oh wait, hold on, guys. The meaner you are to me, the more I like you. Delusions are never healthy, Archer. Now, Matthew, I'll get straight to the point. Those gloves you found in the theater belong to your killer. The royal crest links them to your murder. However, they can't have been the victims as they seem well used. Princes wear a fresh pair of gloves every day. It's tradition. Furthermore, there are tiny red marks on the gloves' tips, consistent with paint from a London phone box. Therefore, they must be the killers. So you're saying that the killer is a member of the royal family? Not so simple. Everyone wants royal-style clothes these days. You can buy these gloves in shops. The interesting thing is, these aren't ordinary gloves. They're horse-riding gloves. Matthew, I'll bet my doctorate that your killer enjoys horse riding.
Yes. I'm getting shaky. This word for a really unequal triangle is from a Greek root meaning unequal.
Strange symbol now. Hey, DuPont, this is Matthew, our new detective investigating the prince's murder. Ah, Commissioner Matthew, enchanté, Monsieur DuPont, at your service. You French, you're always so charming. How dare you, ridiculous American boy child. I am not French, I am from Switzerland. Yikes, sorry to wind up your cuckoo clock there. Will you just tell us about the symbol Matthew found on that candle? Ah, bien, sir. The candle. It was most illuminating. That symbol is clearly a magic spell. Superstitious nonsense, if you ask me. The only time I've seen the symbol is in a book written by some mad monk called Brother Klaus. He is a very strange man. I'm surprised the British police haven't arrested him. If you found it in the theater, Matthew, that must be where Klaus is hiding. A dark and somber theater. He must feel right at home. Okay, so we're going back to that creepy theater to talk to a creepy monk about a murder. Cool. I'm going to let you lead on this one, Matthew. I'm sure you can handle it. One moment, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Had to tend to some stuff earlier, but now it's now let's talk to Brother Klaus. Hello, is there anyone here? Is there anyone there? Honestly, Matthew, I don't think there's anyone here. DuPont must have... Who dares disturb me? Oh my God! Matthew, save me! No, I am no god. I am just a monk, hiding in this theater from the wickedness of the world. I have seen many things. The fall of mankind, the destruction of souls under the crushing weight of modernity, the fires of Hades burning human flesh. Okay, Matthew, I doubt we're going to get much out of this guy. I don't think he could even tell us what planet he's currently on. Vermin, ghouls, the Antichrist is coming for you. Your sin shall have nowhere to hide. Thank you for all the advice, Brother Klaus. We'll come back when you're less crazy. Well, that led nowhere.
Some castaways haven't changed.
One more moment, guys. I'm going to speed this up in just a bit. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm going to speed up the victim's autopsy. Pleased to meet you. I'm your coroner, Angela Douglas. And it says that her on her Nobel Prize for Biology. Cool, huh? Oh, stop, Archer. A Nobel Prize isn't a big deal. Eliciting secrets from dead bodies. Now that's... Ooh. Baby, I've almost worked out the chemical compound of lithium bicarbonate. Matthew, this is Lars, my husband. He works in forensics. When he's not blowing things up, that is. So you're the detective who brought in Prince Albert. What a terrible murder. You haven't heard the worst of it. The autopsy revealed the prince was poisoned. His lungs were filled with carbon oxychloride, poisonous gas. I examined that phone receiver the prince was holding. That's where the gas was released. A small canister was hidden inside the phone, designed to release the gas when the phone was spoken into. Pretty sophisticated murder weapon, right? So the prince picked up the receiver and was gassed? But what was he doing on Westminster Lane? How did this killer know he would be there? No idea. I can tell you your killer made a mistake. I found traces of Camellia sinensis inside the device. The killer drank a cup of tea before killing the prince. The killer drinks tea? Isn't that what everyone in Britain drinks all the time? Okay, Matthew, evidence is evidence, and we'll catch this tea-drinking killer even if we have to interview every person on this damn island.
You are close to the lead, but we've got to take a break. We'll come back.
First day on the job and we got ourselves a murder more British than cricket. So who do you think killed the prince? I have a few theories. Firstly, that banker dude. He didn't seem upset about Prince Albert's death, but that could be just his stiff upper lip. Count Rupert, the new heir to the throne, wasn't that cut up either. He was more interested in how much money he'll get. So much for royal duty. We know the killer rides horses and drinks tea. That could be anyone in this damn country, from a chimney sweep to the Queen of England. Huh, yeah, wouldn't that be funny if the Queen turned out to be a suspect? Would we get beheaded for that? Commissioner Matthew, you are to come with me at once. Wait a minute, you can't just barge in here. What authority do you have? The Queen of England's authority. Her Majesty wants to speak with you.
Just about how hard you work.
Okay then.
It's who you work for.
That'll be in Chapter 2 when we get to it. Just a minute. See you for now. Okay folks, it's Matthew. We are back. Let's start Chapter 2. Commissioner Matthew, you are to come with me at once. The Queen wants to speak to you. The Queen of England wants to speak to us? Man, we must be in trouble. She must know we're busy investigating her grandson's murder. What happens if we don't go? The castle has plenty of dungeons. Follow me. Her Majesty will receive you shortly. Wait here and don't touch anything. There's that famous British politeness for you. Matthew, you're right. If this is the Queen's castle, then the victim lives here too. Do you think there might be some clues here? Come on, let's have a look around while we wait for the Queen. So best to get the treasure room first. Gotta do one thing first. Okay. Here we go.
Let's do directors by film for 4.
1946. It's a Wonderful Life.
Medieval book. Oh.
Directors 1998. Saving
Sword.
Who's Spielberg?
Good.
Directors 12.
1966. The Good,
Aha.
the Bad, and the Ugly. Dennis.
Who's Leon?
2014. Golden Girl.
Dennis. Who's Ben Affleck?
No. Kelly.
Who's Fincher?
David Fincher was the director.
Directors for 2000.
1994. The Shawshank Redemption. Dennis.
Who's Frank Darabont?
Well done for 2,000 more.
Historic names. 12.
What a place, Matthew. Can you imagine living here? It must be like being an exhibit in a museum. But I gotta say, there's some cool stuff. Look at those suits of armor. And that sword you picked up. You wanna have a duel? On guard. That's the prince's crown on the hilts too. And what are those blue crystals on it? They can't be jewels. Better collect a sample. I'm gonna level with you. I don't know much about books, so you're going to have to tell me why you picked that one up. Alright, someone's ripped a page out. Come on, I'll get your Justin kit so we can find out what was written there.
Who is Hirohito?
Hirohito. Yes.
Sorry guys,
Historic names for 4.
I have one more thing to do. But, I'm gonna get a few stars. I'll be right back. Okay, let's examine the sword now. Matthew, our scientist, created a new device to collect substances. We're pretty proud of it. It vacuums up samples from any surface. I thought we could use it on those crystals. Don't worry if you don't get all the particles first time around. Not everyone is as good at using it as me, but good luck anyway. Got it.
Seriously?
I could get used to this. Matthew, how did you collect those crystals so quickly? You're an absolute natural. I'll let you rest whilst I take this sample to Lars. Let's see if he finds anything interesting about these blue crystals you found on that sword.
Saving money on your Medicare Part D prescriptions. At Walgreens, we call that
3 hours. Since I'm under happy hour, I might speed this up, but we'll see. Let's examine the medieval book. When beggars die, there are no connets seen. You were right, Mouthy. You retrieved the text from the missing page in that book you found in the castle. What does when beggars die, there are no comets seen mean? I guess I should get this to DuPont to decipher. Let me just grab a very strong coffee first. $12. I have a feeling that this is going to be the longer one, so let's find out what the Queen wants. All rise for Her Majesty, Queen Mary III. So you are investigating my grandson's murder. We will be keeping a very close eye on the investigation. The killer, when caught, must be brought to us. Ma'am, we can't do that. This isn't the Middle Ages. We have rules and... We are the law. We want this killer caught and brought before us before we finish our afternoon tea. They will pay for this terrible crime. Is that clear? Okay, so, Your Majesty, can you tell us anything about your grandson? Did he have enemies? Would anyone wish him harm? Enemies? Preposterous. Everyone adored Albert. Servants, the public, his family. When I taught him how to ride a horse, even his pony adored him. Now away with you and bring us this killer. You are not going to have us beheaded if we don't, are you? We are not amused. I think this is the fourth one. So I'm gonna let this thing run its course, but I think I'll speed this up. I have the cash, I might as well. Oh, Matthew, wherefore art thou Matthew? Is this a clue I see before me? Quit talking in riddles, DuPont. What have you got on this message Matthew found in the castle? Quel dommage, you didn't pay attention at school, Archer. Then you'd have been able to recognize this messages from your killer. What? How did you work that out? When beggars die, there are no comets seen is a quote from Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar, but the next line is, the heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes. The death of princes? This Shakespeare quote is about dead princes, like our victim. One moment. Okay, sorry guys. And I took the liberty of asking that garçon in forensics to check that book. He found traces of tea and horsehair. It is your killer's message, Matthew. I swear it. This means just one thing. You are looking for a killer who quotes Shakespeare. Geez, I was afraid DuPont was about to recite the whole of Romeo and Juliet. Hey, you're right. If the killer is such a Shakespeare fan, they must have spent a lot of time in that theater. Let's go check it out again. Theater well? Investigate the theater well. That's because I'm under happy hour. This is the only time I'll probably ever speed things up pretty quickly. Okay. I wanted to get to this because I'm under happy hour.
That's why we offer this free book. Call 1-800-791-2000. Marie Keller's loves a flaky crust and vegetable pasta, tender chicken, and oatmeal gravy.
Aha! Vision's a clue.
Marie Keller's.
Price tool face. Whatever.
$89. Why in God's name did you pick up a disease-ridden, mangy old pigeon? Get this thing off me! Squawk! Son of a... Whoop. That was horrible. Turns out it was a carrier pigeon. I got this scroll off its back. You better clean up the message on it. It's all faded. I need to clean up too. Can I just use that torn paper you found? No? It's a clue? Okay, then better put the pieces back together then. Alright. I'm gonna get a few stars. Maybe even use up this happy hour right now because I got 14 minutes. But we'll see what happens. So for now, just sit tight. Okay, I got a few stars. Let's examine the torn pieces first. I'm already up to level 249. Rupert and Albert. It's a picture. Nice job, Matthew. So those torn pieces you found at the theater make a painting of some rich kids. Ha, you're right. This is a painting of Prince Albert and Count Rupert when they were younger. Their names are on it. Good idea. By the looks of this picture, they weren't the best of pals. Let's go speak to that Count again.
Spent 208 days walking across the country, picking up rubbish.
Why you didn't get along with the victim?
This time cleaning up their own island.
So, Mr. Rupert, Matthew found this painting of you and the victim. Doesn't look like you were best friends, does it? Oh, you found that, did you? One did order for that to be destroyed. Well, one supposes you want the truth. The truth is Albert was a downright bully. One despised him. Oh, everyone thought he was Prince Charming, but underneath all the smiles, he was more like Prince Charmless. When we were younger, Albert bullied one frightfully. He made all the servants call me Poopert. He once poured hot tea over my head. Every time one drinks a cup of Earl Grey, one remembers the indignity. At boarding school, Albert trained our polo pony to rear up when one tried to ride it. It was too much. You hated him because he picked on you? That's what cousins do. It's normal. One is not normal. One is royalty. As Shakespeare says, as jewels lose their glory if neglected, so princes their renowns if not respected. One demands respect. Respect doesn't come with birth, Your Majesty. It's earned. Oh, one will see about that. Well, now he's in the running.
Honolulu Waldorf students and teachers ditched their rides this morning. It was all part of their annual Walk and Bike Day. The initiative was designed to address the city's traffic congestion problem and to
examine the faded message.
And it was a pretty nice day out there. Let's see how our evening rush hour is going. Pete's back, so how's it going out there with the cars?
Heading into town looking good, normal traffic around town. Heading out of town, we've got a couple.
Prince is finally dead. Huh.
We are looking slow, so unfortunately it's taking a little while.
Damn, Matthew, that scroll you found on that pigeon said, "The prince is finally dead." Someone was sending a message about Prince Albert. You're right, it looks like there's some kind of code at the bottom of the message. Do you think you can decipher it? It's what I do.
To the leeward side, like Kelly, we've got another stalled vehicle, and that's on the right shoulder, and that is causing a slowdown, and that is slow all the way through the Kumia exit, starting to pick up.
Faded number.
So, anyway, we're not looking so good. Now, coming up, we're going to talk about your weekend. We're looking ahead and the latest on all the details.
SQR, yep. GH2. Great job. You worked out the code on that pigeon scroll in no time. We have a hacker working for us back at the bureau. Elliot's, a little weird, but we better get this code to him. 9 hours. I think this one I may speed up as well, but when it's ran its course a little bit more. So for now, this is it for now. So I'll see you guys then. But just before we go, I used the unlimited energy up happy hour to my advantage, and I got pretty close to getting all the stars. So for now, I'll see you then. Okay, folks, it is Matthew. We are back for just a short time. Let's get the results of the blue crystals. Matthew, what do you think of this lyric for a song? She had eyes like blue crystals. Really cool, like a hot summer sunshine across a swimming pool. Lars isn't just an awesome forensic scientist. He is also in an epic metal band. How cool is that? Thanks, man. I'm sure Matthew doesn't want to talk about death metal. You want to talk about those blue crystals you found on the victim's sword. Those crystals are calcium hypochlorite. They're an old-fashioned cleaning product. Thing is, they're poisonous, and I found traces of the same poison used to kill your victim. What? We need to find who was using these cleaning crystals on that sword. I checked who does the cleaning at the castle. It's a chambermaid called Enid Grimshaw. Matthew, I think you'll need to talk to her. And let's see what Enid Grimshaw has to say about the chemicals on the victim's sword. Am I in trouble? Honestly, I've never done anything wrong in all my life. You're not in trouble, Miss Grimshaw. We wanted to ask you about Prince Albert's murder. It's just... Can I get you some tea? I usually have a fresh pot on around now. Miss Grimshaw, we've got perhaps some cake. Maybe I could find some cake. Miss Grimshaw, we're here to ask you about Prince Albert's murder. You use a lot of poisonous chemicals when you're cleaning this castle. Have any gone missing? None that I know of. Are you saying I stole something? I'm no thief, I swear. I never steal from the prince. He was such a good master. He was so nice. Who would want to kill him? Matthew, I think this is the dead end. And a woman crying is like my greatest fear. Let's get out of here. I'll still let the number run its course a bit longer. I'll see you for that. Okay, folks, it's Matthew. We are back. Let's get the results of the number from Elliot. Oh, Archer, shouldn't you be at the gym, pretty boy? And who's this you're with? Didn't know you were dating someone. Very funny, Elliot. This is Matthew, our new detective. So why not grow a personality and be helpful? So you're the one who brought me this code. Thanks for that. I needed something to get me to sleep. It was so boring. It's a simple substitution code. A child could have cracked it. It spells out the name Klaus Weissman. That's got to be Brother Klaus. So he was the one who wrote that message celebrating the prince's death. Right. Let's get some answers from that mad monk. See you later, brains. Cheers, Archer. Hope you catch your killer or whatever.
Can you tell me why you want to talk to Thomas? Yeah, we're investigating a series of
Oh, the pigeon message you sent?
And you think that he did? Not necessarily.
I see you have returned. What do you want, Heavens? You've interrupted my dinner of moldy crackers and a cold tea. Brother Klaus, explain this message. You were happy that the prince was dead? You cannot shame me. When you told me the prince was dead, I was delighted. I sent my favorite carrier pigeon with that message to a fellow believer to celebrate the news. That prince was a symbol of everything that is evil in this country. Inherited power, sin-loving freedom. He had to be destroyed if a new order is to be created. Destroyed? Are you confessing? You murdered him to create a new order. How dare you? I don't kill. I'm just a messenger. No, some other righteous soul removed Albert. Messenger? Spreading fear and relishing murder? What else have you got planned? Blowing up Parliament? As Shakespeare says, when sorrows come, they come not single spies, but as battalions. My mission hasn't even begun. Somebody's thing went off outside. Have we stepped back in time, Matthew? Castles, swords, and mad monks? Any minute now, Robin Hood is going to swing through the window and tell us he killed Prince Albert. So Prince Albert was murdered with poison gas on a London street by a tea-drinking, horse-riding, Shakespeare-quoting killer. If you ask me, we should just arrest Brother Klaus. That mad monk confessed to being delighted that the prince was dead. Yeah, it's not enough for a conviction, but what about Count Rupert and the Queen? Could this be a royal plot? You're right. Perhaps we should tread carefully with royalty. There's no telling what they might do. All rise for His Majesty, Prince Rupert of England. What? Prince Rupert? I thought he was just Count Rupert. Ha ha, daft little peasant. Don't you see, as heir to the throne, one is now prince. And one has come to make you pay for insulting us. Guards, arrest Commissioner Matthew and Jack Archer. Say what? No wonder they called him that.
Tell me about a car accident.
Witnesses are wrong all the time, man. We just want to confirm his whereabouts 3 nights ago. Maybe it was this car after all.
We'll get to chapter 3 next time. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Okay, folks, it is Matthew. We are back. Let's get the result. Let's go to chapter 3. Excuse me. All rise for His Majesty, Prince Rupert of England. Commissioner Matthew and Detective Archer. One will make you pay for your insults. Guards, arrest these hooligans. What? You're arresting us and we're investigating your cousin's murder? As new heir to the throne, one can do what one likes, and one wants to see you in a dungeon. You can't touch me. I'm an American, and your guards don't scare us. People wearing such stupid hats couldn't scare a child. Well, we can see about that. Wait, hold everything. You cannot arrest these officers. The Foreign Policing Act of 1724 says international police officers are allowed until sunset to finish their work, should they be arrested. Poppycock, that can't be true. Britain, monsieur, has hundreds of fascinating ancient laws. For example, you're only allowed to throw paper airplanes on weekends. A pregnant woman is allowed to urinate in your hat. I could go on, but I may bore you. However, the law is clear. These officers must have until sunset to complete their work. Fine. One will delay the pleasure of seeing you in prison till sunset. Phew. That bought you some time at least. DuPont, finally your old books come in handy. I could hug you. No time for hugs, monsieur. I suggest you go at once to Westminster Lane. There's a rumor that the prince went there often at night. You're right, DuPont. We still don't know what the prince was doing in such an unusual place in the middle of the night. Do you think he was meeting someone? Come on, Matthew, let's head to Westminster Lane. There isn't a moment to lose. I think from now on I better get used to just being lucky to crack the top 10 in terms of my ranking anyway. Okay. Torn paper. Balloons, shopping bag. Oh, that's a clue. Soda can, leather diary, ribbon. Okay. Right, Matthew. We have until sunset to solve this case. What did you find? That diary you found has the prince's name on it. And look at his last entry. I don't want to be the prince anymore. Whoa, this victim just got interesting. We need to find out more about this. Let's see what that grease stain can tell us. Better collect a sample. That torn paper's got to tell us something, Matthew. I've got a good feeling about it. Let's put it back together. And what's that? Someone's left their shopping bags on the street? I know you're a good Samaritan, but there isn't time to look for a lost and found. Well, if you think there's something in there, get searching. I'm just going to do it right now. Perfect. An orb. I'll be a monkey's uncle. Those shopping bags you found on that London street did have something interesting in them. This jeweled orb. It looks royal. Is it part of the crown jewels? But what's it doing here? You're right. We gotta solve this mystery. Look, there's some substance on this orb. Let's get a sample for testing. Okay, let's see. Let's examine the orb now. There we go. Clear substance. Great job. That sample you collected is bound to tell us what this orb was doing on the crime scene. Let's get it to Lars.
Disgusting.
What's disgusting?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that stuff.
Now, Tom, the only person that's supposed to
Okay, how long? I'll examine the clear substance first. Dudes, I am so sorry. I can't help with this substance. Our babysitter just called. One of our daughters just tried to hotwire my Harley. Your daughter tried to steal your motorbike? Whoa, even your kids are cool. They're very gifted, but anyway, don't worry. I just got this new microscope. It's super easy to use. You just match molecules. You can use that to analyze the substance you got from the orb. Don't worry, man. Matthew and I will give this new microscope a whirl. Let's analyze this substance. Okay. Perfect.
That guy's the worst liar I've ever seen. He's got a bed in his he's gay. Seriously. He's no different from anybody else. Men like him all sex.
Perfect.
Sick and depraved. Sex is equated with degradation and violence.
Sweat. And it's from Enid Grimshaw.
Ultimately, a sexual preference.
Matthew, the substance you found in the orb was sweat, and according to the database, it matches Enid Grimshaw. How did this end up on the crime scene? Did that chambermaid steal it? Come on, that chambermaid's got a story to tell, and we need to hear it.
Could it be a lab mistake?
She ran it 3 times.
She stole the orb?
I don't know what to tell you, but this
Matthew found the golden orb on Westminster Lane, Enid. Come on, did you steal it?
just got perfect.
I'm no thief. The prince gave it to me.
Really,
Are we supposed to believe that? Well, if you need to know, we were in love. We were lovers. What? I don't want to be harsh, but doesn't every girl imagine a prince being in love with her? Surely it was just a fling.
We don't even know what the person is.
If he didn't love me, why did he teach me how to horse ride? Why did he give me precious jewels? Why did he meet me every night in secret on Westminster Lane and kiss me beneath the moon?
She didn't think the big pal was good enough, so she
We loved each other. Oh, Albert, good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. It seems falling for a prince isn't always a fairy tale. I hope you aren't hiding any more secrets from us, Enid. She's in the running now.
The last thing I want to do is have to remember
Examine the torn paper now.
something's been bugging me about Rose. That she was they were thinking she had missed a day, so let's find out.
No blood samples from her scenes.
Perfect. What a total banker. That torn paper you found on the crime scene was a newspaper. Look, that headline's about our victim in Gilchrist. What a total banker. Prince Albert speaks out against Gilchrist. So it turns out that banker we met on the crime scene does have a motive for getting rid of the prince. The prince spoke out against him. Let's go find out more from Gilchrist. Come on, this could keep us out of jail.
I can't.
Why the prince disliked him? So, Gilchrist, what did you do to annoy the prince so much he spoke out against you in a newspaper? Ah, you found that. Dash it all. I wanted to keep that secret. You see, the prince took issue with my bank's plan to turn children's hospitals into shopping centers. That's just plain evil. There's nothing evil about profit. Becoming the richest bank in the world is worth a few sick children, if you ask me. Anyway, we had to cancel the project after the prince spoke against it. Now we're so skint. I gotta stop adding sugar to my tea. Can you imagine? So the prince stopped your devilish plan? Excuse me if I don't shed a tear. Commissioner Matthew will be keeping a close eye on you. I should also say that it may not be long before I'm commissioner again, because I'm at 249 now. As you can see, I need just a little under 2,000 more XP to go before I can get up to 250 and the next level, and the next ranking too. So I could be called something different. It could take me a little bit to get used to it myself, but we'll see what happens. Grease. Excellent work collecting that grease sample from the victim's diary. Let's hope Lars has time to analyze it. "9 hours. I could speed this up if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do it right now. So for now, I'm going to get the remaining stars. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Hey guys, it's Matthew. We're back. Let's get the results of the grease. Hey guys, that grease you sent over made me kind of hungry, so I thought I'd get in some pizza and beers if you like. Sorry bro, we're on the clock here. We need to solve this case before sunset or we go to jail. Whoa, bad times, dude. I'll be quick then. The grease you found blew my mind. At first I thought it was from duck meat, but then I realized it's from swan meat. There's some ancient law against eating swan in England. The only person allowed to eat swan is the Queen. What? So this proves the Queen of England read the Prince's diary. We need to go back and talk to Her Majesty. Why she was interested in the Prince's diary. So you have brought us news concerning our grandson's murderer. Tell us immediately. Well, we're finding it a bit hard, Your Majesty. What with us only having until sunset to solve the case. We have heard that Count Rupert is causing you some difficulty. Perhaps the threat of arrest will make you find this killer faster. Okay, so there's no time for niceties. Why did you read your grandson's diary? Why shouldn't we look in his diary? We were worried about him. Albert was creeping out of the castle at night. He was having opinions. Then I saw in that diary he no longer wanted to be the prince. It's not a simple thing to be royal. As Shakespeare says, uneasy is the head that wears the crown. A prince's job is to smile, wave, and be handsome. That is all. But perhaps Albert wanted more than that. Perhaps we may have failed him. Don't fail him too, Commissioner Matthew. Well, she is in the running, unfortunately. Seriously, what's wrong with these people? The Queen snooping, Albert's affair with the chambermaid, and as for Count Rupert, there you are. One wanted to see if you had solved the murder yet. Time is ticking, after all. Sunset approaches. For a prince, you seem to be spending a lot of time following us. Haven't you got crowds to wave at or a servant to beat? Very funny, Mr. Archer. Sometime in prison should wipe the smile off your face. See you very soon. Man, I hope that guy's the killer. I would love to go to that castle and arrest that arrogant, stuck-up, self-important... Hey, that's right, Matthew, the castle. If he's the killer, there's bound to be more clues there. Let's go check it out before it's too late.
And so they may pop up somewhere else, and we're going to be trying to look for the best fit for that person in terms of services and housing. Some of them didn't have a place to go. They said there's room, but there's not. It's full.
Jerry King says about 15 families are here now and don't know where else to go.
If we could get everybody into a place to live, and it's all families, and then you get working on their own, and then we go and go to school and start feeling better about themselves.
So the people we talked to here say they've been told there's going to be another sweep within a week and they're going to have to move again. As far as where they're going to go, well, it might be in the shed right behind me here. The state says 1,000 square feet and could hold about 40 people. But the HCDA says even that might not be enough. He says the public feedback has been great and his staff is ready to go. If only they get a chance to party on.
We can still pull it off for this running out of time.
Prague. Open tomb.
Larry Yamada, KITV4 News.
Now, Michi is looking at other options. He says military could be an option. The event was held there for a few years, but it's a lot smaller and a less convenient venue, especially now that the party's gotten so big. He is meeting with the HCDA tomorrow, and that could make or break decision day.
A trial date is set in December for a retired Honolulu police officer charged in the death of a pedestrian earlier this year. Police say that Sherry...
Time's running out, Matthew. Jail is getting closer, and I'm too pretty to go to prison. So what did you find in the castle? Nice discovery. That's a map of the London Underground. And look, someone circled Westminster Lane. That's where the prince was found. If this is the map to our murder scene, let's collect a sample of those hairs and see what they tell us. That tomb we found is creepy. Why are you so interested in it? It's been recently opened? Well, better search through all those bones and stuff and see what you find. Rather you than me. Great, thanks a lot.
Washington was driving 3 people when he made a left turn onto oncoming traffic. A man and a woman riding with him died in that 2014 incident. He's pleaded not guilty. His trial set for February 1st. He'll face up to 5 years in prison if he's convicted.
There we are. 7. Awesome, you collected a hair sample from the London Underground map you found in the castle. Quick, let's get this to Lars before our time runs out. 9 hours.
This happened in one day, just shows you the power of these storms. It's off the central coast of Mexico. Winds
It's like flour.
now 185 miles per hour. Again, this was a tropical storm yesterday. Now it's the second strongest hurricane ever
Poppy.
that's heading towards the central Mexico coast.
Good work. What was in this paper poppy? What was this paper poppy doing in that tomb? Everything else was ancient. Let's get it to Marina. Making sense of random things is her specialty. 15 hours. I'll let it run its course. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then.
Find me someone who's seen anything that backs up your theory.
I don't want to sound prejudiced, but it sounds like voodoo.
Okay, folks, it's Matthew. We're back. Sorry for the delay. Let's get the results of the hair. Let's put the first killer behind bars. Guys, I know you don't have much time, so I'll be as fast as I can. That hair you found on the map of the London Underground is your killer's. What? Dude, how did you figure that out? I found traces of the poison gas the killer used in the hair. The hair was so damaged by damp, so I couldn't get any of the killer's DNA. I can, however, tell you something about them. Their blood type is A positive. Swift work, dude. Come on, Matthew. The sun is almost down, and we are this close to catching Prince Albert's killer.
I see them bring in, and when I saw the paper, I thought maybe it was that kid.
Well, Matthew and Archer, nice to see you again. Sorry, Maria, we don't have time for you to flirt with me and say how handsome I am. You need to tell us what that paper poppy Matthew found in the castle means. I'll survive, Archer. Now, Matthew, the poppy is an important symbol in Britain. Every year, people wear them to commemorate soldiers who died in war. This poppy's crinkled edges and discoloration suggest that it's often been near cups of tea. A slight smell of manure tells me it was bought at a racetrack, probably by a horse rider. Wait, tea and horses? That poppy must belong to the killer. Yes, there is a lot of social pressure to wear a poppy in Britain, so if the killer lost this one, you can bet your life they got a new one. So the killer will be wearing a poppy. Excellent. We're one step closer, Matthew. Come on, there's not much time left. The sun is almost down and I can practically smell Count Rupert's dungeon. Please tell me you got everything you need to catch this killer, Matthew. You have? Well, what are we waiting for? Come on, let's arrest Prince Albert's murderer.
Know that our believers could never do this.
And what makes you so sure?
Charles found your lake.
And that person?
The lake is ruled by Yamaya. She's Orisha, the African equivalent to a saint, and she's the mother and protector of all children.
Unfortunately, it's Enid Grimshaw.
recent immigrants in your congregation?
There's a few from West Africa.
Enid Grimshaw, we know you killed Prince Albert. It'll be best if you just confess. That ain't true. I ain't done nothing. Your hair on this London Underground map proves you killed him. Nonsense. I am a good girl. I am. Commissioner Matthew found that that Shakespearean message you wrote about dead princes. Please stop. Don't say any more. We found your horse riding gloves in the Globe Theater. We know it was you. You found my gloves. He bought those for me. I must have dropped them after I ran away. I really did love him, you know. I didn't know it would kill him. They made me do it. Who made you do it? Who are they? I don't know. I was sent a note. It said if I didn't do what they told me, they would kill me and Albert. I was terrified. I told Albert, but he didn't take it seriously. But I didn't want us to die. So I left Albert that message, a quote from Shakespeare. It meant, meet me in the usual place. Shakespeare quotes are our special romantic code. As my instructions told me, I had hidden that device they sent me in the phone. Then I rang the phone. When I saw what happened, the gas, Albert dead. I didn't know what to do. I swear I never knew it was poison. I would never have killed him. I loved him. I'm sorry, Enid. If you can't tell us who made you do this, we'll have to hold you responsible. Enid Grimshaw, you're under arrest for the murder of Prince Albert. Order in the court. I'm Judge Adaku. The Bureau has just dragged me out of retirement in the Bahamas to run this court, so I'm not in the mood for forgiveness. Enid Grimshaw, you stand accused of the murder of Prince Albert, heir to the throne of England. How do you plead? Guilty, Your Honor. I killed Albert, whichever way you look at it. You know, in England, the penalty for killing a member of the royal family is death by beheading. No, you can't be serious. Not my head. Please don't cut off my head. This is your lucky day, Miss Grimshaw. This is an international court. We don't behead people, so I hereby sentence you to 10 years in prison. Not bad for your first day on the job, Matthew. Uncovering a prince's killer? Maybe I could learn something from you after all. It was the right decision to hire you, Matthew. There's clearly something bigger going on behind this murder. You need to work out who made Enid kill Prince Albert. I'm guessing that means we're not going on a sightseeing tour anytime soon. Jack Archer and Commissioner Matthew, the sun has set. You are now under arrest. Oh jeez, I forgot about Count Rupert arresting us. Yes, Swan is looking forward to picking out your dungeon. A few months in there and you'll learn to respect royalty. Not so fast, Rupert. These officers just saw their grandson's murder. They are free to go. But Grandmama, they were such horrid peasants. Don't Grandmama us. We are the Queen of England. You are going back to the castle at once to learn a few lessons in manners and respect, Rupert. Sorry, Grandmama. We are most grateful for your service, Commissioner Matthew. If there is anything we can ever do for you, you have only to ask. I wouldn't say no to a knighthood if you're offering. Jack Archer, we are still not amused. I'm not either. Archibald Gilchrist, cleared. Count Rupert almost made the cut. Would have liked to arrest this dumbass. Brother Klaus is cleared. He doesn't ride horses. The Queen almost made the cut, but she doesn't wear a poppy. It was Enid Grimshaw. So for now, this is Matthew. I'll start the additional investigation after I get home from work. Okay, folks, it is Matthew. We're back. I'm back from work finally after a long day. Excellent work finding Prince Albert's killer, Matthew. But I have a hunch this investigation has only just begun. Remember, Enid told us that someone blackmailed her into killing the prince. We need to find out if she's telling the truth. I've got a feeling that Prince Albert's murder is related to the recent attacks across Europe. Sure thing, boss. Come on, Matthew, let's return to the crime scene. We need to... Commissioner Matthew, Her Majesty demands to speak to you. You again? Can't you guys just say hello? So what to do first, Matthew? Chit-chat with the Queen or pound the London pavement?
Becky.
What is air guitar?
Yes, Jimmy did it well, didn't he? He did.
I'll take uncompetitions for
Moment, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let's find out what I'm going to find out what the Queen needs. Commissioner Matthew, after your noble service uncovering our grandson's murderer, we feel we can trust you with another royal mission. Count Rupert has gone missing. He's always been something of a scoundrel, but after Prince Albert's killing, the royal family cannot afford another scandal. You do know we're a police agency, right? Not some kind of VIP babysitting service. Besides, Rupert tried to have us arrested. Let him stay lost. My guards spent all night looking for him. We are afraid he may have been kidnapped, or worse. Fine, the last thing we want is another dead prince. Where was Rupert last seen? In the castle's jewel house. That greedy rascal is forever trying on the crown jewels. Well, Matthew can find a needle in a haystack, so a prince in a jewel house should be a piece of scone.
Aging in place in your own home just won't be possible. But where to go? A big brand name elder care facility?
Moment, guys, I think I might need a refresh. Hold on. Okay, got that taken care of. Let's examine the treasure room.
You engage in an activity that until a couple of years ago my son was an avid enthusiast for, and that's paintball. But you get into big stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
Went to a 4,000 player game recreating the invasion of Normandy.
Let's see.
In Pennsylvania woods. Yeah.
Oh, jewelry box.
Referees as they
Oh,
have
yeah.
paintball
Yeah.
tournaments.
We call them medics.
Yeah, as soon as you're hit,
Yeah.
you're pulled up.
Well, you gotta call for a medic. He punches a little card.
Wing gargoyle, crown, catapult, severed hand, and lantern.
They were that easy. Sean, you're in command of the board, so go ahead, make a selection.
Black and white for 400.
Opposites attract and interact in this symbol of Chinese philosophy.
Yin yang.
What is the yin yang?
Yes.
Black and white for 800?
Sorry, guys, that was Jeopardy in the background. I knew the answer there. Nice jewelry box you found in that castle. I bet you there's something interesting in there. Let's go through it.
What's a bar?
No. Sean.
What's a barcode label?
No. We said this three-word item, the universal product code. That's what we were going for. Becky, we come back to you.
Okay.
How about black and white for 1,000?
Book theater ticket, looks like.
Answer there,
Count Rupert.
you're at 1,200. You trail.
So what did you find among those jewels? A theater ticket and Count Rupert's name on it.
Winter. This weasel.
So while all those guards were hunting for him, Count Rupert was at the theater? Man, just when you think someone can't get more self-absorbed. Let's go let Rupert know that all the Queen's horses and all the Queen's men have been looking for him.
It's an ermine. So it cost you everything, but you have no money, but you're in second place.
Great.
Tell Count Rupert the Queen's looking.
How about ragtime for 200?
Where the hell have you been, Count Rupert? What are you doing hiding in a theater? Oh, goody, one's been discovered. One came here to escape that ghastly castle. Grandmama's been forcing one to practice royal waving. Your worried grandmother's the one who sent us. She thought you'd been kidnapped. Poppycock, the only thing she worries about is her reputation. Now leave me alone. One is very busy with jolly important things. You seem nervous, Rupert. Is something wrong? Nothing is wrong. One, just can't find my mobile phone. My bloody valet lost it. Here, take this money and go see a show and leave me alone. What a prick. No offense, Queen, but your grandson is a major prick.
Dennis.
Pig.
Correct. Less than a minute now.
Competition is 1,000.
Going with my inspiration, Ace Charming.
Phone throwing world championships held in this country, the birthplace of Nokia. Dennis.
Finland.
Aha.
Competition's 800.
Winners of the North American Wife Carrying Championship get a cash prize plus the wife's weight in this beverage. Dennis.
What is beer?
Yeah, you might remember that.
Competition's 200.
Head over to the UK for the RPS Championships. That's rock, paper, this. Sean?
What is scissors? Yes. Menagerie for 800.
In the second plague, Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters, and these amphibians covered the land of Egypt. Sean?
What are frogs?
Good.
For 1,000.
In Luke, Jesus compared Herod to this crafty creature.
Okay.
Compared to the fox.
Nice work, but if you think this torn paper is relevant,
Sean,
you should put it back together before this London rain dissolves it.
Becky, you're going first to start Double Jeopardy after this.
Enid Grimshaw.
Yeah, the island checks Golo auto policy. $27 a month. Just the lowest rate to keep the car on the road. Nothing more.
That paper you restored has Enid's name on it. This is exactly what we were looking for. But the rains got to the rest of the text. You can retrieve the writing? Great, let's go.
You get true value with full service when you sell your property with Jeffrey Samuels Real Estate Services. For a low $3,500 flat fee, you receive outstanding marketing, including professional photography, listing in the MLS and hundreds of websites and search engines, hosted public and corporate open houses, office coordination.
We will kill you and your entire family. Oh gosh.
Coordination. And you don't pay until your transaction.
So that message you found on the street reads, Enid Grimshaw, we will kill you and your entire family. Matthew, you understand what this is? It's the blackmail message which got Enid to kill Prince Albert. Come on, let's see what DuPont can work out from this paper. 250.
Closed captioning sponsored in part by TrueCar. Save time, save money, and never overpay.
I'm really into this car, but how do I know if I'm getting a good deal? I tell TrueCar.
Promoted to sheriff. Nice.
Prices people in my area.
You can call me Sheriff Matthew now. Woohoo!
This is how car buying was always meant to be. This is TrueCar.
The young lady in the middle is the one who gets to go first in Double Jeopardy. Here are the categories for you, Becky. Fictional schools, followed by European history.
And you know what? Considering I was stuck in traffic earlier, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up.
Those three letters. That's followed by power transmission.
Sacre bleu, Matthew. I see you have a new crime to investigate. A crime against art, against history, against... Get to the point, DuPont. That page you found on the London street was torn from a 1,000-year-old manuscript, and they defiled it further by writing on it. The manuscript in question is an ancient text regarding a long-lost cult. You see that symbol? That is their mark. Wait, that symbol is familiar. Where have I seen that before? Matthew, that's right, Brother Klaus. He has that symbol on his necklace. He's in a cult. Why does that not surprise me? Do you think that means Klaus wrote this message? Let's go find out.
Don't stand so close to his novel Pnin, about a Russian emigre teaching his native language at Wayndell College. Dennis.
Who is Nabokov?
Yes, Vladimir Nabokov.
European.
What do you know about the threat note?
800.
A marble throne.
So, Brother Klaus, you blackmailed Enid Grimshaw into killing the prince, and don't play coy, the symbol on the note matches your necklace.
Sean.
You come to accuse me again of murder, and this time because of my necklace? How dare you? This is a symbol of my ancient order. Oh, really? So are you saying you've never seen this note before? That paper. This cannot be. This paper's from the manuscript. But it hasn't been seen for centuries. Give it to me. It is a holy relic, even with that message scrawled on it. Not so fast, Klaus. Someone in your ancient order wrote this note, and we're going to keep you in custody until you tell us who it was. Back at headquarters. So it looks like Brother Klaus's organization was behind the prince's murder. Let's keep him in custody for a while and see if it makes him talkative. As for Prince Charmless, he seemed pretty nervous about his lost mobile. Do you think he's hiding something? If we can't find Count Rupert's phone, maybe we'll discover what he's up to. Good idea. We last saw him in the theater. Let's go back there and find out what he's up to.
Dennis. Is Augusta?
Yep.
European for 2000.
Once married to England's Queen Mary, the second Spanish king of this name sent the Armada.
Moment, guys.
Here is the clue.
Okay, sorry for the delay, guys. I gotta get this done.
Answer my calls. You change your number. I'm not gonna be ignored.
And I did make it up to Sheriff. And I can already see the phone.
No. What is fatal attraction? Fatal attraction. Oh, costly mistake. Go again.
Attention of 2000.
Run to the left, Caroline. Run as fast as you can. John,
It is Poltergeist.
that's it.
Fictional schools for 2000.
Hold me, baby, and tell me the title of this capsule.
Fine, Colin.
The tale of Hellship and its fictional students. And that is never let me go. Less than a minute now, Sean.
Linsanity for 4.
pasta in long, narrow, flat strips. Becky?
What is linguine?
Good.
Cell phone for daily double.
Here's how you get it. He pulls a knife.
So you found Count Rupert's phone. Nice work, buddy. But look, it's locked. Think it's treason to unlock it? Haha, I won't tell if you won't. Come on, let's unlock this phone.
Mexico might not be equipped to
Okay,
handle
sorry
200
about
mile
the
per
delay,
hour
guys.
winds. Few places are. A storm
Examine
of
the
that
cell phone.
magnitude would devastate Hawaii.
If we had a storm that strong reach, we'd see significant damage.
Damage so severe it could lead to life-threatening
89, yeah.
flooding, torrential rain, and treacherous
7R.
winds. Unlike the continental U.S. and Mexico,
Oh no, 8YH.
limited.
So it's important to
Just in time. Phew.
we don't have the luxury of going inland.
Good job, you got Count Rupert's mobile phone unlocked. Let's get it to Elliot and see what Rupert's hiding from
A
us.
storm like that is likely here. Still, not impossible.
Certainly, it's not out of the realm.
9 hours. I'll let this run its course, so for now, see you then. Maybe I'll speed it up later, but we'll see what happens. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Okay, folks, it is Matthew, and we are back. And we're now going to get the results of the cell phone. I was going to do it last night, but I got a little too tired. Well, so Archer's hacking into a royal phone. I wonder if that's high treason or just the regular kind. Be a sport, Elliot. We'll never have another opportunity to find out what Count Rupert's up to. It's going to cost you. Here's the deal. I tell you what's on the phone if you clean my office every week for a month. Deal? Fine, you've got a deal. You're right, Count Rupert is up to something. His online banking account shows he got a wire transfer 2 days ago for over £1 million. Pounds, euros, I'm not sure what that is. That's got suspicious written all over it. Where did the money come from? That's the thing. It was sent from the European Central Bank. Why are they giving money to royalty? I don't know, but I bet I know a guy who does. Archibald Gilchrist. He works for the European Central Bank. Let's go have a chat with him. Come back soon, Archer, and bring a mop. About his relationship with Count Rupert. Sheriff Matthew. A pleasure to see you. Care for afternoon tea? Yeah, that's right, folks. I made it up to Sheriff last night. Ugh, only a few days in England and I'm already sick of tea. Well, why not have a burger instead? My bank's private chef just made some, and I know you Americans love them. Private chef? We thought your bank was short on money, yet you paid Count Rupert around £1 million too. Bugger, you found that out? It was meant to be a secret. You see, with Prince Albert dead, the bank needs new royal support. Otherwise, we're done for. So we paid Count Rupert to say nice things about us in public. That's all, honest. How many nice things can £1 million get? Come on, Matthew, let's get out of here. And I'm taking the burger. Do you really think that Gilchrist paid Count Rupert all that money just to say nice things about the European Central Bank? It sounds crazy. You're right, maybe we can get the truth out of Rupert. We need to take his mobile phone back to him anyway. Alright, let's see what he has to say. Looks like I'm gonna get to go to the next case for free. We thought you might want your phone back, Count Rupert. You found it. How glorious. Maybe one was wrong about... You unlocked it. One ought to have you horsewhipped. I wouldn't do that because then we'd just have to tell your grandmama about the big fat bribe you took from Archibald Gilchrist. No, don't do that. Please, I'll tell you everything. Gilchrist gave me the money, and all one has to do is to use one's royal reputation to support a yes vote in some referendum. What referendum? No idea. One doesn't care for politics, but one cares deeply for cold hard cash. Once told you everything. Now please don't tell Grandmama what I've done. I'll even make you honorary nobles to keep my secret. Here, have Albert's royal uniform. We can't promise anything, Rupert, but you need to start behaving like a proper prince. No more dungeons and bribes. Promise? One promises. Matthew, there you are. I've been looking for you all over the place. I've had news. We've had to release Brother Klaus. What? But his ancient order is responsible for the prince's murder. Our evidence against him isn't strong enough. Besides, someone paid for a very expensive lawyer to represent him. Where does a mad monk get the money for a big lawyer? Something stinks with that guy, and it's not just his filthy robes. We've got bigger things to worry about, Matthew. We're no nearer to working out who is behind the recent chaos and with the referendum in only a few weeks. Referendum? That's what Count Rupert was talking about. What's the vote for? With all the violence and bloodshed in Europe, the European Parliament has arranged a referendum on uniting Europe under one government. No more Britain, Germany, or France. Just the United States of Europe. United States of Europe. Sounds like a big deal. But why is Archibald Gilchrist supporting it? I've got a bad feeling about Gilchrist too. We'll keep an eye on him whilst Matthew's away. Anyway, where's Matthew going? We're sending you to France. Dupont has just heard on his historian grapevine that the manuscript has been found at an auction in Paris. What? You get to go to Paris? Beautiful boulevards, amazing food, and stunning women, and I'm stuck in rainy old London? Cheer up, Archer. Have a cup of tea. Of course, if I do elite mode, then I will manage to make it up to the top. But I'm not willing to do it, even though I have a lot of energy. So for now, this is it for here. So I'll see you for that. So we'll start case 2. So for now, this is Matthew. See you until case 2.